everyone, and welcome to Session 3 of the Global Black Feminist Reading Circle. My name is Randie Henderson, and I am one of the Black Feminist Reading Circle members of this online group. This session runs from January 20th until June 2nd and includes 2 week-long breaks. Our democratically selected reading material is Harriet A. Washington's book, Medical Apartheid, The Dark History of Medical Experimentation on Black Americans from Colonial Times to the Present. Our book group meets each Tuesday evening from 6:30 to 8 on the Google Plus Hangouts on Air platform. You may find the Global Black Feminist Reader Circle on Google Plus, YouTube, and Facebook, and always feel free to join us in reading our story together.
Welcome everybody to chapter 2. So welcome. Chapter 2 was a big bad boy, and it's Profitable Wonders. Hi, I'm Kim, and I'm here in Brooklyn, and this is some book, so I'm looking forward to it. I have to kind of woman up to this particular book. But it's good. So that's my introduction. Who would like to go next?
Good evening. My name is Venita Walker, and I'm joining you from Connecticut. Welcome.
Good evening. I'm Gorgette Moses. I'm participating from Columbia, South Carolina, and I'm ready or not for this dissection of Chapter 2. Woo! Serious stuff here.
I'm Joel or JJ from Charleston, South Carolina. It seemed like a pretty good book. A lot of the stuff that kind of mirrors the Nazis in Germany, but we'll go ahead with it.
Yes, I miss y'all. I need this. This is nourishment.
Hi, my name is Randie. I'm watching from Georgia, and this chapter was something.
And welcome everyone. My name is Michelle Odom. I am tonight in Brooklyn, New York. And along with Randie Danielle Henderson, I'm one of the co-hosts of the Global Black Feminist Reading Circle. This particular session is going to run until June 9th, and our reading is Harriet A. Washington's Medical Apartheid, The Dark History of Medical Experimentation on Black Americans from Colonial Times to the Present. This is our third week of session 3, where we are focused on chapter 2. In chapter 2, Profitable Wonders, Antebellum Medical Experimentation with Slaves and Freedmen, author Harriet A. Washington offers a detailed overview on the ever-widening, uncontrolled, and inhumane experimentation on African Americans from unlicensed practitioners in early American medicine. Ms. Washington briefs readers on the beliefs, practices, and falsehoods that were spread to support the horrors they inflicted on African American bodies and spirits. She talks about the great wealth accumulated and unethical practices practitioners employed to mask findings that did not benefit their cause or their purse. She exposes the bestiality of novice practitioners hoping to gain fame and fortune by discovering a scientific advancement without regard to African American lives. At the same time, the level of dignity and modesty afforded white patients was never even thought of for African Americans, especially women. Quote, when Sims undertook his fistula experiments, even the term gynecology was a few years in the future. Instead, women's doctors averted their eyes in a chivalrous fashion as they knelt to tend to the modestly clothed ladies of their class, relying upon their sense of touch beneath voluminous Victorian skirts. However, Sims, working with enslaved blacks, was constrained by no such delicacy. He made the women undress completely, then kneel on hands and knees, while he and several physicians took turns inserting a special speculum he had devised to open the women's vaginas fully to view. I saw everything as no man had seen before, marveled Sims. Montgomery physicians flocked to Sims's shack to see what no man had seen before. So did prominent citizens and local apprentices, end quote. Ms. Washington identifies physicians like Sims who inadvertently killed patients, only to acquire more and more enslaved subjects. At the same time, this writing attributed any loss of life to the patient's lack of basic self-care, if these mishaps were documented at all.
Did you know that there are no statues of women in New York? At least not real women?
Really?
Nope. None. 77 statues. None are of women. The only statues of women in Central Park depicting women, Mother Goose, Juliet, who died, and I think some other fantasy somebody. But there are no statues of real women in Central Park in New York City.
Oh, it's time for a protest, Desiree.
Girl.
Yeah, there you go.
Gotta wait till it gets warmer. Wait till it gets warmer.
Are you saying no historical statues?
Nobody, no women, none. So we're working to get Elizabeth Cady Stanton, a statue of her put in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there are none. Absolutely, it floored me. I mean, whatever.
But there is a statue of J. Marion Sims who abused women.
Yes.
Yeah, Mother Goose, Juliet, who had to kill herself, and somebody else. I forgot. I'm going to get them and share it next time. But like I said, so the work I do, I try to make people understand that racism is a psychosis. I think we've been doing it backwards. I think we have not actually held white people accountable for their psychosis. We've not. We've continually sort of been nice or say it, and there are issues. There's some serious issues that they need to project outward. And you know, I don't know, if I had my way, I'd open a school that taught young African American or kids of color that psychosis. So when you see it, you know it.
Oh, I know when I see it, Desiree.
Don't make eye contact.
Yeah, well, you know, we really can't hold people accountable when we don't know our history ourselves. We've been so busy running from it. This is painful stuff.
I know.
It is painful. It's almost as painful for Black people to hear about what has been done to them.
Yes.
As it is for white people to hear about. I think it's more painful for white people to hear about the kinds of things their ancestors have done. I mean, here we have a chapter where a man, Onesimus, shares the process of inoculation that saves the city of Boston from a smallpox outbreak, and yet the white people are mad that this knowledge is coming from an African.
Yes.
And they get busy fighting each other because they don't want it. And it takes them like 30 years to be able to solve the problem of smallpox because they can't cope with the idea that this knowledge is coming from a Black man. You know, it's gotta really hurt to be a white person, to be inside their skin, to see the psychosis.
Exactly.
You know, as Black people, we're looking at it like, you know, damn, how could anybody do these things? But they gotta be looking at it as, look at what my people did.
I say that all the time, Loga. I say that all the time. Like, I would rather have suffered everything that I suffered, my ancestors, the Middle Passage, than to be on the other side. Because I think I'd be crazy too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to feel that same way until I served overseas where I used to see those cats, and you be with them a while and you're in different hotels and everything, and you see them, you see how they treat the indigenous people and the Pakistanians and the people that are servants and everything, and you see as they've been there for a while, you see this air of superiority just reaps out, and the disrespect for other cultures and other human beings. It's like, wow, they are at home and they're and they have these servants and everything around them, and they really feel empowered to treat those people any kind of way. And I could tell how they feel. Is like, wow, these Saudis, they really know how to keep their, quote, ends in check, and why can't we do it that same way? So I look at it a different perspective. I think a lot of them relish that type of thing, and they don't feel that way that y'all thinking at all.
I still would rather not displace it.
Yeah, I mean,
would rather, not be a part of that.
But some of them are thinking like, these are not the good old days. These are not the 50s. We want those days back. They're not thinking the way that you're thinking. You're thinking as a minority. They're thinking as a majority that we're slipping and we're giving away everything that we've built, and that's how they think.
Yeah, but
it's sad,
that's a part of a part of the psychosis, though, Joel. This need to feel better than other people, and what Black people ought to be concerned about, we don't seem to be, but what we ought to be concerned about is becoming the thing that we learn to hate. There's an excellent book by George Orwell that I always wish people would read called The Animal Farm. And
I read that.
And
I read that. Randie,
yeah,
I did.
Yeah, because see that's what we're into now.
Yes,
and
we
when
are.
you think about a guy like Dr. Cobb, that was a part of the psychosis as it manifests in Black people. As long as I can feel better than these lower Blacks, then I'm somebody.
I'm somebody.
And that is a part of the divide and conquer strategy that has been so effective at keeping all of us dangling on the string of the powers that be.
Amen for that one. Amen. Because it's the truth.
Yep.